And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Rainfall, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Zerg player. The Blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gambit time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Whew. And again, my eyes are mainly going to be on Clem here. Clem has, I mean, again, all players have been struggling right now in the current iteration versus Zerg. But what I will say is that Clem is one of the, I mean, he's the best Terran player in the world, of course. And due to his speed, due to his control, like he can try to still surpass that and still overcome that through sheer, like, mechanics. Like through sheer speed and mechanics, he can brute force it back. We want to believe. No. We want to believe. Yes, now we are going to be opening up. From here, welcome to Rainfall. Rainfall is a smaller map of the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. As a result, due to said shorter rush distance, aggression is favored, and usually I would say that Terran is favored on this map. Going for CC first, by the way. CC first, so we just see Clem cutting a lot of corners here, being greedy. You gotta get every edge you can here. Every edge you can, so greedier build should get away with it. But again, when it comes to the mid game here, we do expect a 2-base play. I'm expecting 1-1-1 before 3rd CC, or even just straight up 2-base all-in. We saw a lot of 2-base all-ins out of Maru a couple of days ago in GSLCK. That's kind of what we expect out of Clem, and it does hit even harder on Ray. Remember, shorter rush distance by ground, open and natural, there's no high ground advantage. We do see a low ground 3rd and low ground 4th base option. We'll see. At the same time, as I do speak about how Terran is usually favored on Rainfall, I should say that aggression is usually favored. There we go. We go CC first into a 2-1-1. Fun fact, 0 SCV Scout and 0 Reaper Scout either. Like this is as greedy as you can get for Terran. Like you can almost cut no more corners than this. The only greedier build than this is going like 3 CC before factory, which we've seen from players like Spirit on Radisson Station. If you remember Radisson Station like 2 years ago, because of the pocket base on that map, you could go into a very fast 3rd CC. But outside of that, like this, you don't get greedier than this. Oh boy. Now, what I will say, I mentioned that aggression is favored on Rainfall. This also applies to Zerg players. If Solo, for example, were to go for Roaches, I do expect Roach play. Like, Roach play is typically very safe, and it also gives you a window, an opportunity to go into a Roach-based all-in. Like, that's also going to be available here if we go into Roaches. So far, getting into our 2-1-1. I believe Clem did not skip the Reaper. Yep. He still went for one. It's going to be a later Reaper Scouts, but we'll at least get eyes on whether or not there is a Roach 1 coming. So again, Clem has to make sure there's no fast lair, and no fast tech, and no fast Roaches. But now Clem is deflected. It's going to be deflected. Pokes in, pulls away. Again, looking for another way in. And it is that straight up 2-1-1 here from Clem, so it's going to be a very strong sim timing here with 16 Marines and 2 Medevacs. Remember that because of the initial opener as well, this should have a bit of a stronger timing than a standard 2-1-1. Due to the faster economy, due to cutting those corners, no SCV Scouts. We're just squeezing the most out of this. Meanwhile, it is going to be the earlier Eva Chamber out of Solar. This should be for +1 Carapace. Checking Solar's vision, he hasn't seen anything yet, but I would imagine he does recognize, hold up, where are your Hellions? So upon seeing no Hellions, early Eva Chamber and early +1 Carapace is ideal. Carapace is crucial when it comes to heavy bio play, or versus heavy bio play. So there's that Carapace. It's coming. Clem just waiting for his Metamax. They're halfway done. And then we can start to be active. Now, Solar, he did drone up to 50 workers. This is a little bit greedy here, but yeah, 51 drones. Now he should be fixating purely on Queen and Link production. And Solar should be okay. Jesus. I was gonna say that usually, like, this would be a bit too greedy to drone up, like, in such a manner here, but because of the increased lava production, like, Solar's fine. Like, he drone up to 50, building up his Link Queen. Double Drop is moving out. They do spot each other. Queens, they hit intercept. Nice movement here from Solar. He defends well, claiming his own 4th base. Behind this, we do have our 3rd CC on the way, so Clem is not going for a 2-base all in, so it's a 2-on-1 into a delayed 3rd. It does him in. Wants a Queen. Oh, he gets 1. Ah, not quite. Clutch Transfuse. Queens that survive. Widowmines have arrived, bearing in mind that because of the Widowmine buff, this does allow for Widowmine shots to be much more effective, much more valuable. For those that are curious, now it takes less time for the lock-on for the shot to go off. It's a reduced lock-on period. And do we force 25? We do. Oh god, we do. Does force cancel on the 4th base though. Yeah, 4th base is denied. Not a bad drop here from Clem. This is slowing down Solar. Solar's being slowed down. Limited income, limited production, limited larva. More so than what he should have. Oh! Doesn't quite catch a Queen. Not quite. Drop play continues. We spoke about this earlier in the lead up to this game, how in TvZ, in the current matchup, in the current meta, it is very, very common to just be hyper aggressive and to just go for as many drop plays, as much drop play as you can. So Clem active on the right, double drop on the left. Setting up back at home. And again, Clem, he needs to do damage. So far, stimming in. Show some mine shot. Oh! Oh my god. Yeah, nice mine connections. A lot of lanes do go down. As I mentioned, these mines have much more potential. Nice target firing here on the railings. Catching out 3. 3 buildings go down. Still has to pull away. Drop in the center. Clear on creep. Catching out, ooh, an Overlord. I'll catch an Overlord. And again, Solar's defenses are being put to the test here. So far, Solar is holding. Does get his 4th base up. Here we go to keep going. Oh, gets a Queen. And this is all slowly adding up. Catching a Queen, delaying the 4th base, catching an Overlord, denying creep, ensuring the creep spread does not get out of hand. And the target firing has been on point. Main army's pushing through the center. We have the main army. Gonna be 6 Widowmines. And once again, oh, this time a better spread here from Solar. He does have a cleaner spread. That's concerning. I mentioned earlier that when it comes to like the current style of TvZ and what works, like you have to be hyper aggressive, you have to be very in the face of your opponent. The moment that you stop succeeding with this aggression, things start looking a little bit more dire for the Terran. Let's go, Liberation has arrived. Does catch a Queen. Mine shot does not go off. As they start to step in, they will trade well. They catch up both Liberators. Drop is denied. And I'm getting a little bit concerned here that Clem is losing too much. Clem is slowing down. Okay, slowing down. Double drop on the left hand side. Solar respreading his creep. Spores getting in position. Now, Solar's entire army is fixated here on the right-hand side, so there is an opening here on the left. Yeah, there is an opening. Solar going for a counterattack instead. I don't think this is the time for that. Yeah, he's being dragged back. Chaotic defensive from Solar. Ooh, massive mine shot. Massive connection. We're getting messy. Oh, never mind. Oh god, the friendly fire! 12 SCV kills! Oh no! Thankfully doesn't drag towards the end. But now we're done attacking. Now it's time to defend, and Clem is going to be overwhelmed. Again, it is so crucial that the Zerg player is kept at home. If they're not kept at home, this happens. We just snowball out of control. Middle line is going to go down, and Clem will lose everything. He'll lose everything. 25 SCV kills. Back across the map, dropping to the bases. Trading well here for Clem, getting 2 drones, catching a couple of queens, but it will not be enough. And with that, Solar's done it. Solar has done it. And again, this kind of like contextualizes what I was saying in the lead up to this series, how ZVT right now, GG gets called. GG gets called, Solo will take game 1. But ZVT right now is just very intense like this, where you have to be hyper aggressive. And the moment that these drops stop, yo, the Zerg player just snowballs out of control. They snowball out of control, they break you. It's very much on a knife's edge. It's very much on a knife's edge. And from what I've seen, this is one of the only ways you can really play against Zerg right now, is just to be like hyper aggressive, hyper efficient, keep the Zerg player at home. The moment you can't keep them at home, bam, it just gets out of hand. Gets out of hand, snowballs out of control. GG. GG, well played. Clem, he had some nice moments, for sure. He had some nice moments, of course. He was, dropping well. He was trading well. But you heard our tone change a little bit when we noticed. Like, there was one moment where Clem overextended. He failed to do damage at the third base. He lost his liberators. Like, the moment that happened, it was like, oh, like that's too much. Clem, he had lost too much. And now we're getting to game number 2. Let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of at Attorney's Edge, we have the red Terran player. The red Terran player himself. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. Oh, representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, it is Clem. And spawning in the top bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg player himself. Oh, it is Solar. So remember the bad old days when Zerg used to be rarer than hen's teeth in the weeklies? If nothing else, was seeing even more participation rates. That is not true. When it comes to rarely seeing Zergs, we're still seeing the same Zergs. Like, it's Solar and Shin. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? We're not seeing more Zergs, we're seeing the same ones. So I think it's important to just be aware of that, and be aware not to like come up with your own like historical like recreation of what would happen. Like, no, it's not like Raynor's being more active or Cyril's being more active in open cups. No, it's still Shin and Solar, and sometimes Rogue. Rogue is yet to play in an open cup actually, but it typically be those 3. So participation hasn't changed, but you should be seeing more Zerg matchups because Solar and Shin, they're placing higher, right? They're placing higher. So that might be why your perception is like that. Is like you might be thinking, oh, look, we're seeing more Zergs play. No, you're seeing the same Zergs play, but they're achieving higher results. They're getting into higher placings, so you get to see more of them, of the same player. Don't go full Reddit and recreate history, Pappy. For now, we're going to be opening up. This time, once again, CC first into 2-on-1. Looks like Clem's going for the same build. Now, if we're going for the same build, this is where I am concerned for Clem, because, in my opinion, Rainfall would have been the best map to do it on, right? Rainfall, that would have been the best map to be hyper aggressive on. And you saw that Clem, he was keeping the pace up for a good chunk of time there. It's going to be harder to keep up that pace on a larger map. And that's what we are now, right? And that's what we are now at Attorney's Edge. So this is where I'm going to be a little bit concerned to see if Clem can keep up that pace. Oh, okay. It's going to be CC first into a 3 racks follow-up. Okay, so 3rd racks has been thrown down. This is going to be much more aggressive, actually. Much more aggressive, a higher marine count. Meanwhile, Solar does go for an early Ling Flood. Interesting. This is to try to punish the low ground CC, try to punish the CC first. This can get out of hand. Now, the reason why these Lings can achieve a decent chunk of damage is because, one, there's no Hellions, two, there's going to be vanilla Marines. It's going to be on Clem to react in time to evacuate his natural to pull back into the main base to minimize losses. Because here comes the Lings. So it all comes down to the reaction time of Clem. If he saves all his workers, then this will be a better start for Clem, as this was a big investment. This could have been drones, for example. Oh, he sees! Yeah, he does scouts. Does pull away. We have 5 Marines on the high ground, and how many SCV kills? Oh, a lot of workers do get low. 2 SCV kills, minimal losses, but denied mining. Whew. But again, Clem, he reacted well enough. He reacted well enough. He was able to pull up into his main base, minimize losses, only losing 2 SCVs. Did lose a lot of mining time though, so in the end, this does kind of even out. Could have been worse, but again, could have been better. So yeah, was there any recent patch that they boost Zerg or nerf Terran and Protoss? Yeah, the patch was a couple of weeks ago at this point. It was a couple of weeks ago. There was a hotfix last week. So yeah, we've had some patches. Had some changes. But what I mentioned this earlier, maybe there are more people coming in now. I think everyone, including all Zerg players, are in agreement that the game right now is not in a good place. A lot of Zerg players have been very vocal about, like, right now it's not too competitive. So we're all just expecting a hotfix. We're expecting like a patch to look to rectify that, as I mentioned, like at the start of the series or start of the broadcast. The expectation is that there's going to be a patch to try to rectify that. Just about when that happens and what is done in the patch as well. So expectation is that there's going to be another patch. For now, again, Clem, he's building up into Stim. Stim is now done. We're waiting for the medevacs as well. I assume that this is going to be a bit of an earlier timing, but we are still waiting for those medevacs to move out. Still waiting for them. What are we thinking? They'll hit lava again? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like, it's hard to say if the current team at Blizzard are willing to revert changes. I don't know if they are willing to. If they're willing to revert them, then they'll revert them. Personally, I think a more interesting change would just be to buff Terran and Protoss. But I think it's too late for that. Like, ideally, I would want them to just like buff Protoss and Terran to keep up with Zerg, but I think it's too late for that, because if that were to happen, it would require more testing. And I mentioned this earlier, if people weren't here for it. My concern right now is that the PTR phase has already been, like, what, coming up on 2 months. The team doesn't really have the resources to devote more time to StarCraft, so I think it's too late to test new changes. Personally, at least. Like, I feel like it's too late to test new changes. It's taken too long. So I think the more likely option is that they'll revert changes more so than make new ones. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. As now, Clem does deny the 4th. True. Denies the 4th base. Speaking of 4th expansion, it's looking to be denied once again. Solar. Oh, he does have time to respond. Yeah, he has time to respond. Late reaction there by Clem. Solar's keeping up. Clem being active on the right hand side. Now remember, this is a different variation of 2-on-1 than we saw last time. It's a 3-1-1. That's why we have extra Marines earlier. So a larger force. Oh. Jesus. I could see the Medivacs getting within range. Be careful, man. Be careful. As again, Solo is rallying. Sorry, Clem is rallying. Now, when it comes to this push, it does have a lot of strength. There's a lot of mines behind this. This is a very, very potent timing here for Clem. This is it. Can he break through? Once again, Solo overreacting to the drop. It's going to be a cancel on the 5th base. Liberator has set up. That's a massive minefield as well. And it looks like this base will fall. Yeah, Solo's out of position once again. Trying to bait out the shots. Baits out half. There's still more left. Speaking of, oh my god, massive connections. And with that Solar, he will clean this up, but this was a messy defense. Messy defense for Solar. 5th base goes down. Queen's going to be falling as well. And with that, Clem is overwhelming. He's overwhelming. Cleaning up the army. And again, I was concerned that on a larger map, Clem would have more difficulties here achieving this kind of state compared to game number 1. But here, as you can see, because of the higher marine count and because of the bigger drops, I should say, because there's just more supply devoted to these, Solar's having a hard time. He's having a very, very hard time keeping up with the rotations. More than anything, Solar's just been out of position. He's been having a really hard time keeping like map awareness, map vision, map control, spotting drops ahead of time, and reacting. He's been stuck kind of reacting to Clem instead of trying to be proactive to that and being set up ahead of time. And Clem, he has momentum. He has momentum. He's moving in. Knocking down more bases. Looking to make a series out of this. Oh. Catching more wings. Yeah, GG. GG gets called. Solar cannot keep up, and Clem ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, we did see a 3-1-1 variation instead here by Clem. It went into later drops, later aggression, but stronger overall. Like, we had more Marines to work with, more Widow Mines as well. And against Solar, he just was unable to be in position in time. Like, multiple times, he was just caught out of position, dragged apart. The attention was put to the test for Solar, could not keep up. And this goes back to how we started the series, how Clem, he's fast enough of a player where through sheer mechanics, like this is what he has to rely on. Like, we have to rely on like sheer speed, sheer mechanics to bring down a player like Solar, like Shin, like Raynor as well. And this is where Clem excels above the rest, right? Like, there's a reason why he's the best Terran in the world. Let's go. So we are getting into Sanctuary 3. And spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Sanctuary 3, we have the French Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg, being forced into that series. Can they bring it back? It is Solar. Here we go. Shout out to Kuro for timing out MW earlier. Yes, no spoilers in the chat, so we are going to be casting Homestar Cup later in the week. Going to be covering it later. But now though, Clem, looking to open up with a 2-Rax Reaper opener here. So Rax is going to be thrown down here on the low ground. We'll see if he goes 2-Rax Reaper or 2-Rax Marine. We have been seeing this variation without gases, so eyes are going to be on Clem. See what he does go for. Now, one of the reasons why a 2-Rax Reaper can work quite well here in Sanctuary 3 is because of the ramp. You do have that high ground advantage. That's a stronger defensive setup here on top of the ramp. So easier to get away with cutting corners. And as you can see here, no gases yet. We're going for the future build. Meanwhile, hatch gas spool out of Solar. Again, in general, I would say this map is more defendable. It's more defendable on 2 bases, and of course does have the slow zones in the center as well to slow down pushes to embrace the mid game. And yeah, we are going gasless. So I assumed it was going to be 2-Rax Marine. We're going 3-Rax. Okay. Clem is getting spicy here. Again, hyper aggression and all-ins are the go-to. And we've been seeing a lot of all-ins from Terran. With this, we're building up mass marine. Ideally, we hide this second rack and we hide the higher marine count. And ideally, Clem wants to snipe this overlord. This overlord specifically. And this works really well on Sanctuary 3 because the overlord pillar is pretty far away. Right? There's no like pillar here outside of the natural base or here towards the right hand side. There's a pillar here just outside the natural, but you can lift up the racks. Oh, does find it. Does find the overlord. So steps in. The overlord is going to go down. Oh, barely does fall. And I'm curious to see if Clem pulls the boys with this. If we pull the boys and just send it across the map. Currently Solar, he's unaware. Just going hatch gas pool. TMP doing the catch-up game now? If you're referring to TvZ, it's either all-ins or just hyper-aggression. Like hyper-aggressive play. Like playing standard isn't really viable. And yeah, we pull the boys! Here we go! One base all-in! Does go for the one base all-in. The boys are being pulled. Clem commits across the map. This is so far unscouted. Lings, they will see some Marines, but again, Solar, he doesn't know the exact kind of breadth of this army. Doesn't know the commitment. Until now. Ooh, he hides the SCVs! Okay, Clem, he does hide his workers. We're moving out across the map. Send it, Pappy, send it. Solar, he's somewhat aware. He's somewhat aware. Goes on the spine crawler, pulling back to his ramp, ready to evacuate. Remember, to defend against his Solar, he has to be willing to give up on the natural. Just be willing. Yep, does evacuate. Now, this spine crawler was a mistake. We needed the spine crawler on the high ground, so that was a misstep from Solar. No spine to defend. Yeah, no spine crawler. Was not ready in the main. Marines, they start to step in. Solar, he was unaware as to how committed this was. Boys are being pulled. Can he surround the Marines? Can he surround? Oh my god. Barely not. Nice start stepping out of Clem. Drones, they move in. They surround a couple of SCVs. Yeah, we're running out of buffer here. Oh, we're running out of Marines. So far, though, more reinforcements have arrived. They punish the drones. Oh my god, 12 drones going to be going down. And how many drones are left? 11. 11 drones left. Down to 3 Zerglings. Spine crawler does finish, though. Solar, he has the spine. He does have the spine. Oh. So far staying out of range. Clem yelling his heart out. Oh, nice catch on the reinforcements. Things that do get 1 Marine. Up. Oh, we'll get a second Marine as well. We'll lose every Ling though. And Clem, he can go back to mining. Wow, yeah, he's just going to go back to mining. He will kill the natural. There's no saving this. Soul's going to be stuck on one base. Oh, can he get a queen? Not quite. Clutch Transfuse. Clutch Transfuse, making use of the Broodlings as well. Best case scenario there for Solar. Now, if from here we go into a standard macro game, how does this pan out? First things first, the Marines, they still have map control. They still have map control. Because of the SimCity here, we do have a full wall at the natural. This is the big advantage here. It's like Clem has a full wall at the natural base, so we can freely expand behind this. But do you notice something? Clem... he's banking. Yeah. So Clem, he's intentionally not making Marines. He's banking up. He wants to expand. So Clem is going to expand behind this. Solar, he's also trying to redrone and resaturate because of the mules. I do favor Clem. Clem, he does have mules here. So it does have that slightly better economy. And Clem has the faster expansion because of that. So getting into a macro game from here, Clem is now beginning with an advantage. Now, is that enough to overcome Solar? Like, that's that's the better question here. Again, such a late natural expansion, such a late hatchery. Oof. Gas. Like, I can see a world where gas is being taken, we just go factory into Star, put into like Cloak Banshee. Because right now, Solar doesn't want to waste the drones on spores, doesn't want to waste like his resources. He has to re-drone as best he can. We'll see where Clem takes us. Otherwise, we could just go for a tech lab into Stim, into Metavacs, into a Stim timing. Yeah, there it is. Tech lab's on the way, working towards Stim. Ooh, okay, so the game is going to slow down. We're going to slow things down. Tanks and PFs almost a must? No, I would push against that idea. I mean, yeah, I'd push against that. The idea of trying to turtle up in this matchup. You relinquish too much control. Too much. From here, we're just going to slow things down. Again, Clem is going to be able to be active faster with his medevacs. Stim will be done first. We have to wait for the star pool, wait for the medevacs. In that time, we'll see how quickly Solar can recover. Like, that's what I'm uncertain of, the reality. I still don't really know how much damage is too much damage and how quickly does a Zerg player recover. We did see over the weekend during GSLCK, Rogue, for example, will lose like 30 drones and still catch up and recover and still be fine. But Solar did lose hatcheries and bases early in the game, which does significantly slow down the Zerg player even more so. So I want to give the edge to Clem here. I want to give the edge to Clem. When it comes to the stim timing, Solar, he will have +1 carapace, that is true. How many queens will he have? 4 queens. 4 queens, a spine crawler. I think in a head-on fight, Solar can hold, but the advantage, of course, of medevac plays, we can avoid the head-on fight and drop into the main. Right? We can drop into the main. We can rotate over as well. Medevacs are coming. Third CC's on the way. Okay, so Clem, he's thinking further ahead, which I do appreciate. We're thinking further ahead. You might be looking at this, you might be thinking like, Solar, oh, he's redroned. He's back to 56 drones. That is true. He has redroned, but this has come at the price of his army size. Like, the army right now is still very low. Only 12 Zerglings. Solar supply. Oh, he's supply blocked. Yeah, Solar, he's supply blocked. He's still droning. No, he's still. We need lings. Solar, he needs Zerglings. The drop is coming. The drop is moving in. Lack of army. Queens, they will deflect. No, they're buying time. Wow, the queens are buying time. Clem, he backs off. He clears creep. Scan should recognize. Again, there's not enough to defend. But now we have 24 lings popping out, and now Solar has enough. He got away with so much greed. This was so greedy from Solar. Joining up to 60. And he got away with it. Ay. You got away with it, Pappy. Here the drops will out trade. Oh, but banelings have arrived. So drops are being deflected. Solar building up with his Hydra. Getting into Hydra tech. Into anti-air. I do like this for Solar. Once again, just like we saw in the previous games up until this point, like Clem's big strength here is his multi-pronged aggression, his micro, and his harassment. So anti-air is going to be crucial to shut down those medevacs. And likewise play against Widowmine heavy play as well. Speaking of, oh my god. Drags back into the army. There's one Widowmine shot left. What about? Oh, once again gets dragged. 9 SCVs going down. Clem bleeding out workers back at home. Ay. Drops into the main though. Does unload. Getting a queen. Catching out one queen. Forced to pick up. Forced to pick up. Taking some damage. Clem still struggling. Solar, he's run up to 74. He's reaching peak economy. The creep is spreading. And again, this drop play has been unsuccessful this time. It's been unsuccessful. Didn't break through the economy, didn't deny the 4th base, didn't get into the main. Solar, he's once again supply block though. 4 more overlords. These supply blocks have been hurting. They've been hurting, Pat. Leveling run by. More SCVs going down. And Hydras are coming. Again, the big threat here for Solar is the drop play, and with Hydras amassing, that threat is going to be alleviated. It's not going to be as threatening, of course. Cleaning up the Marines. We have our 9 Hydras on the way. And so far, Solar, he's keeping up decently well. We're lacking some Lingbane here on the right-hand side. Yeah, Solar, he's not split up well. He's reacting with everything. He's F2ing to the right, which means on the left there's an opening. Solar, we gotta split up the army. Again, he's reacting hard. Baits at the mine shots. Chop on the right. I want to say there's still a bit of potential, but the reality is Solar's stabilizing quite well. Like, he has already more than stabilized. Nice target firing. Focusing down the banelings. But Clem, he's losing map control. You can see he's being forced further and further back. Clem is losing control. Base at the mine shots, and there's no defenses back at home. Like, again, because Clem is being so active across the map, that's why there's very little defenses at the third base or at the natural. That's why the counterattacks have been so successful. Because Clem's been sending everything across the map, which is why the moment that that fails is the moment that everything just falls apart. And mine shots, oof. No big connections. Lingbane rolling in, the Bio Army trying to split, trying to spread, but there's only so far we can go. Only so far. Bad BS Solar snowballs out of control. GG gets called, and Solar takes a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. And with that, Solar, he will take a lead in the series 2-1, and we'll see if Clem can bring it back. Again, it was a very chaotic, very aggressive start to the game here when it comes to Clem and the one base all in, and I was maybe hopeful that he had done enough damage with that. Remember, he killed, was it 12 drones? 12 drones, he killed the natural base, he traded well against the Zerglings, he was able to get the faster CC, faster expansion, he had the mules as well, but as I mentioned at the time, I wasn't too certain if that was enough to overcome the larva or the production, and the production and the recovery rate of Zerg. Remember, Zerg recovery, it isn't just about the growth macroing, but Zerg recovering from worker losses is now much easier for Zerg players. That's why we've seen Zerg players in the past 2 weeks like lose 10, 20, even up to 30 drones, but still recover from that, just because they have so much more larva to work with there, so they can recover that much faster. Now, it wasn't just recovering, but it was also Solar being greedy. He was greedy. Remember, he droned up to 60 as the double drop was coming his way. I thought it would be too much, right? Like, I thought that Solar would be punished, that he'd be punished for that greed, and that that Clem would arrive. Remember, Solar, he had only 12 links. Like, Solar had very little to work with, but Clem, when he showed up, he focused on creep spread. Like, he didn't have the, I mean, he didn't know, of course, that Solar was being so greedy, so he played it safe, focused on creep. That allowed Solar to get away with that greed, droning up to 60, made up his lings, and then from that moment, Solar took a lead. Solar took a lead, and from there, we did a snowball out of control. And now we're getting to game number 4. Let's go. Here we go. As we are loading into Fear and Faith. Vamonos. Vamonos. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Fear and Faith, we have the red Terran player, the red Terran player himself. We have the South Korean, sorry, we have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. Oh, there we go. Representing Team Liquid, it is Clem. Okay, the best Terran in the world, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg, leading the series 2-1. It is Solar. and welcome to Fear and Faith. Fear and Faith is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, and top left, 4 possible spawn locations, and based on spawn locations that will either favor or that would threaten, or favor aggressive or defensive play. Now, based on spawns, we have vertical spawns, close by ground, close by air. Aggression is favored based on this spawn location. If we had cross spawns, I would favor Solar. If we had cross diagonal spawns, then that would mean that Clem has more distance between himself and Solar to be aggressive, so that typically does favor the Zerg player to gain map control and to snowball out of control from there and to look very, very comfortable. Based on these spawns, this is better for Clem. This means that Clem has more aggressive options. It means that he can apply more pressure and try to break Solar like he did on At Attorney's Edge. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Once again, CC first, which is very common, very, very common here on 4-player small maps. Opening up CC first, skipping the SCV Scout, and we'll see if he skips the Reaper as well. How many corners do we cut? Meanwhile, hatch pool gas opener. Okay, so delayed gas here from Solar. Interesting. Later gas geyser. This is a safe build by Solar. It means that if Clem goes for a proxy, and I don't blame Solar for thinking that way, because remember, Clem went for a 2-base all-in last game. It transitioned into a longer later game, but it began with a 1-base. Sorry, I said 2-base all-in. It began with a 1-base all-in from Clem, where he pulled the boys on 1 base. So Solar, he's maybe concerned about a proxy, playing a little bit safer as we settle in. Leaving a tank of the natural in a third is a planetary, so you can leave the base to pressure. I'm curious what games you're referring to, because we've casted everything and we haven't seen that in the past week of play. Unless that happened like in Monday Night Weekly, like we didn't cast Monday Night Weekly, so maybe it happened there. Maybe in a Wardy tournament. I understand, I guess, the logic a little bit, right? The logic there, but the problem with that is that it hinders the Terran player economy even more so because they're lacking extra mules, because they're not going to have a 3rd orbital. So I'm not convinced that that's the way to approach the matchup. Just because it slows down the economic growth. It would slow down the army of the Terran player as well. It does mean they're going to be safer against counterattacks, at least less committed run-bys, that's true. I don't know if the trade-off is worth it. I'd have to see the games where that happened to I guess, more accurately judge. What I will say is that we casted, of course, GSLCK and the other Open Cups this week, and Korean Terrans were not embracing that. But maybe they were just testing. Maybe they were just, like, testing something, like in a Wardy tournament or something like that. To see if that was viable. Meanwhile, Clem is going for a 2-1-1. Straight up 2-1-1 here from Clem, going 2 Maxes, factory into Starport, into a stim timing. This is going to be 16 Marines and 2 Medivacs. Clem, he is still looking for his opponent, and he does find him. Okay. Does find or does spot the creep. Is where Solar's location. Solar likewise finding Clem. They do scat each other. Scat each other. And it is going to be that fast Eva chamber into +1 carapace once again. I guess is the other issue with 2-1-1s is that 2-1-1s are weaker in that respect in this patch because +1 carapace is so much cheaper and so much more accessible. So it's able to come online faster than previously. So that is another strength that Zerg has against like 2-1-1s and 3-1-1s. So heading into our lair. Double drop boosting in. Solar trying to respond. Solar, he does got workers at 55. That is under 3 base saturation. No 4th base yet. Oh. And do you see what I see? I see a 3rd Rax, by the way. I see a 3rd Rax on the way. Still no 3rd command center. Very committed play here by Clem. Doubling down on 2 bases. Clem sims in. Clem does stim in. Catching out some of the active tumors. Oh. Okay, 3rd CC is on the way, but this is a delayed 3rd. A delayed 3rd base. So basically, because the 3rd base is so late, Clem, he needs to do more damage with this. Wouldn't mind does borrow. Up. Ugh. No connection. Catching out 3 Lings. And Solar's holding. Solar, he's holding on. Going for a ninja expansion as well. Oh, God. Solar's having fun. He just skipped a bunch of bases. Goes bottom right. I mean, I do like this because this drop play here from Clem, what is it doing? Delaying the 4th base. If Solo was going for a 4th here on the right or 4th here on the top side, it would be being delayed by this drop, and it's difficult to defend because of the lack of creep, right? The 4th base specifically on this map is a little bit further out, so the creep is lacking. Clem is checking for the 4th. Little does he know, there is a 4th on the way, just at a ninja location. So Cheeky moves out of Solar. Clem might be thinking he's further ahead than he is. And remember, to saturate this base, you can use the monorail system, right? You can just use a tubing system to send workers over. Oh. So this is dangerous. Clem coming in from behind. Catching reinforcements. Not bad. Shows a mine shot. Oh, doesn't quite connect. Better shot towards the end. I'm moving in. Dust him in, clearing out more creep. Now, at a certain point, Clem should start to check these corner locations. Maybe not yet, but soon. Oh. Lings, they don't get much damage done. We have reinforcements. Reinforcements back at home. Hydrogen is on the way. Solar, he has yet to actually transfer workers. Oh, he checks. He sees. Massive scout here. Clemmy knows. He's now aware of the expansion. Now, if Clem can deny the 4th base over and over again, he can win this game. He can win this game. He can start to outscale the Zerg. 5th base is delayed. Clem's unloading. And again, Clemmy should kill this expansion. Getting run by, doesn't get much done. Ooh, catching a queen. Wait, did you not notice? He saw the creep. I don't think he knows. Like, his unit saw it, but I don't think he's seen himself. Otherwise, there's no reason to keep this alive, right? There's no reason to not attack this base. Oh, does it? Was that it? Yeah, there we go. That was Clem doing a double take. He was doing a double take, and now he does realize this hatchery will go down. Oh, but the mine does connect. Yeah, massive connection on Lings. Hatchery falls. And the mine, oh my god, the mine shots are crazy. Yeah, the mine shots connecting. Solar, he should not be able to break through. Bannings, they roll into the mineral line. They do get a couple of SCVs. But Solar, he'll lose 5 drones and the expansion. And the reality is that Clem is now at scaling. He's now at scaling. This all just comes down to lack of 4th. Lack of 4th base, lack of expansion. Solar took a big risk going for the ninja base. Didn't pay off. Did not pay off in the end. Was not worth it. And we're looking to force the ace match. We're looking to bring it back. Bring it back, Bappy. Clem is rallying. This also comes into the spawn locations as well. We did mention that based on the spawn locations, aggression will be favored. And again, Solar just cannot expand. Cannot expand. Cannot get a 4th base. Show some mine shots. Oh my god, massive connections. Mines a pop off. Drop into the mineral line. Drops are being cleaned up. Now, if Solar can stabilize on 4 bases, different story. That's a big if. Ah, no more mines. Uh-oh. Yeah, here we go. More mines coming in. Massive grenade. Oh my god, those splits! The splits weren't there. Clem, he took every bathing to the face. Oh no. Yeah, took all the bathing to the face. Brutal loss there for Clem. Solar stabilizing, finally getting his 4th base up and running. Solar has momentum. Ay, ay, ay. Clem, he was doing so well. He was doing so well up until that one moment, that one fight. Took everything to the face. Banelings roll into the natural. They catch reinforcements. Maybe the best, maybe not the best use of Banelings, as there was a bigger clump here on the right hand side. But regardless, does still trade well. Getting only a handful of SCVs. Pushing into the 3rd. Solar, he's running out of steam a little bit, but he does catch one of the factories. He's going to get surrounded. Who's round 2? And who catches who? Lings, they do get into the mineral line. Hydras, they get caught up on the CC. Some wasted DPS. Yeah, Solar, he was inattentive. But Solar, he will still overwhelm. Yeah, he will still overwhelm. Breaks through the SCVs, breaks through the Marines. GG gets called, and Solar, he will claim the series 3-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. Shout out to Clem, because Clem, he did make a series out of it. I could see a world where Clem even does force the ace match. Again, Clem, he was doing well this last game, denying bases, denying the 4th base specifically, trading well, out-trading Bane, until that final moment where he got caught out on the map and he lost every Marine. He lost, I say every Marine, it was like 70% of his army. Took some massive banelings to the face, no split, no pickup, and from that moment, Solar just snowballed out of control. Snowballed out of control, broke on through, GG. GG, well played. Clem could not defend, could not hold on, and with that, let's catch up on the brackets. Let's go. As we can switch our scenes over, and we do have a PvZ ready for us. Hero takes down Shin 3-1, and it's going to be a PvZ between Hero and Solar. Big win for Hero. I'm curious as to how he played that out. If you recall, at Classic, he was able to defeat Shin last night with what? A lot of Sky Toss. And I expect to see that here as well, but I mean, time will tell. We'll be getting ready for that final series. If you weren't here last night for the War DCB Monday, how did Classic defeat Shin? We saw a lot of triple Stargate, mass Void Ray. We saw a lot of mass Void Ray, a lot of rush into Mothership and Carrier and into Sky Toss. If you were around for 2021, for the 2021 era of StarCraft of Void Ray openers and mass Void Ray into Sky Toss, it looked very similar. Very, very similar to that previous style, which is not necessarily a good thing. This is why I mentioned earlier that, again, if you missed it, we said this at the beginning of, I think it was this series or the last series. I think it was the last series. We were talking about, we were discussing like statistics and win rates and how there's a world where win rates even out and they level out, but it's bad for the game. We were making reference to the Swarm Host meta, and I guess even it applies to the previous Void Ray meta as well in 2021. How win rates might be like more or less even, but the games themselves are not what we want for the game. Where again, David Kim spoke about this recently, how during the Swarm Host era, it was back when players were rushing Swarm Host, we saw Protoss rushing into Sky Toss and Terran rushing into Mech, and we had really long games. And from Blizzard's perspective, the reason why it took so long to change that was because they saw that the win rates were even. They was like, oh, it's good, like it's win rates are even, like it's good for the game. Whereas the player base was struggling and was suffering due to the kind of games that we were seeing, right? The kind of games that were transpiring. Win rates are not everything. The substance in the games themselves, the context there was something that people and players did not enjoy and did not like. It's similar here where there's a world, I'm not saying this will happen, but there's a world where ZVP might even out, but we might revert to Void Ray rushes, where you just rush Void Ray, rush Sky Toss, and that's kind of the dynamic that we're going to be seeing in PvZ. I think it's maybe a little bit too early to confirm that, but we're seeing a lot of that over the past 2 weeks. A lot of Sky Toss, a lot of Void Rays. So we'll see.